Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. Am I the a-hole? My best friend's wife told him that she had an affair with me, posted by a throwaway account. The last 4 days have been the most horrible in my life. I have no idea how to deal with anything, and I wanted to get opinions on what to do next since I always see posts like this on Reddit. My best friend's wife told him that she had an affair with me, which never happened. I, 35 male, have been married to my wife, 35 female, for 8 years. We have 2 wonderful kids. But this is about my friend Josh, 35 male, and his wife Mary, 34 female. I met Josh during my freshman year at college, and we've been friends ever since. We've always had a shared love for tech, and he's always been my go-to guy when I need someone to talk to. Josh started dating Mary 5 years ago. Let's say Mary has a very different set of morals than my wife and me. She's very loud, manipulative, and craves attention. Josh and Mary have been dating on and off for 4 years. They've broken up often, but somehow always ended up back together after a few months. Mary is always the one who breaks up with Josh and then takes him back. I also know that Mary cheated on Josh with at least 2 guys when they were dating, but somehow convinced him that he was not putting enough effort into their relationship. Josh always blames himself as to why Mary isn't happy. My wife also knows all about this and has always kept her distance from Mary. However, we do still see her often during parties with friends. Josh and Mary got married last year. Last month, Josh found out that Mary was cheating on him again and had an affair with one of her co-workers. Josh was completely broken and stayed at our place for a week before going back, confronting Mary and kicking her out of the house. Josh bought the house before marriage and had to get the cops involved to kick her out. From what we know, Mary moved back to her parents' house. I've been helping Josh through the process and filing for divorce. Last Saturday, Mary came to Josh's house to collect her stuff along with her dad. I'd advised Josh to get out of the house when they came, but he wanted to make sure she didn't take anything that didn't belong to her. During her visit, Josh got into a fight with Mary, and Mary told Josh that she had an affair with me while they were married, and we used to do it in their bedroom. This is all 100% false. I've always known that Mary was trouble and kept my distance from her. I feel like she's just trying to hurt Josh by saying that. After that incident, Josh got extremely agitated and came to our house. I saw he was distressed and knew something was wrong. As I opened the door, he started cursing at me and accusing me of sleeping with Mary. Luckily the kids weren't home, but my wife and I were shocked by what he was saying. He tried to punch me, but he just hit my shoulder and I was able to wrestle him onto the ground and calm him. I kept telling him that what Mary said was completely false and that I'd never spent a single minute alone with her in my life. My wife threatened to call the cops and he left. After he left, my wife was completely inconsolable. It took me hours to calm her down and convince her that Mary was just manipulating Josh. I work from home and rarely leave the house without my wife or kids. I think she believes me, but she's been different for the last 4 days. Josh told a lot of my friends that I was having an affair with Mary. He's not taking my calls or my wife's calls. My wife tried to call Mary, but she's not taking our calls either. All of my friends, including Josh, think I'm the biggest a-hole for getting involved with his effing wife. I have no idea how to convince anyone that this is false. I'm just so frustrated. Can anyone please give me advice on what to do next? AdDangerous1243 says, consult with a lawyer. Ask if you have a case to sue Mary for defamation. I'm serious. She's telling lies that you should be able to prove are false, and she's doing measurable damage to your life and reputation. If a lawyer thinks you have a case, you should file ASAP. I think this is a great idea because it will probably scare Mary into admitting the truth. It's crazy how everyone knows that Mary has a long history of lying and manipulating and they still believe her over OP. She's clearly just trying to destroy Josh's support system and cause the maximum amount of hurt. And it sounds like it's working. Am I the a-hole for telling my stepdaughter she had to start cooking all meals when she visits? Posted by Fluffy Muffin 2269. I have a 19-year-old stepdaughter, Molly. She attends college 2.5 hours away, and visits us a few times a month for 2 to 3 days at a time. For the most part, she's pretty good, and I do love her and enjoy planning activities and outings when she's here. For the past 6 months, Molly's become extremely picky about the food my husband and I cook, but not about any other food. She will try a dish, take one bite, and if she doesn't like it, she throws it in the trash. And I mean, she throws the entire dish into the trash, not just the bite she tried. For example, I made a homemade lasagna that she's had many times before. She took a bite, decided it wasn't to her liking, and immediately tossed the entire pan into the trash. This always happens when neither myself nor my husband are in the kitchen with her. We've asked Molly why she throws the food out, and it's always the same response: it wasn't any good and she can't eat it. We've asked her to please stop throwing away entire dishes because we will eat them, and she says she doesn't even want to look at it anymore. As far as we know, Molly only does this with us. I finally told Molly, and my husband agreed with me, the next time she tosses a dish, she'll assume full cooking responsibilities when she's here. That way, whatever is made will be to her liking. It happened again, and I stuck by what I said. Molly got upset and went to her mum's 30 minutes away because her time with us is supposed to be fun and relaxing, not having to do chores. Molly's mum called in a rage, screaming that we're treating Molly unfairly. She's a child, and it's not that hard to just fix a different meal to make her happy. She accused us of emotional and mental abuse. Molly's mum doesn't cook, so they either go out or order in for all of their meals. Molly is currently refusing to visit unless I apologise to her and agree she can do whatever she wants with the food. My husband misses his daughter, but agrees Molly's been wasteful and disrespectful of our cooking and hospitality. We never cook anything we know she dislikes. When she's here, we always make dishes she's always enjoyed in the past and ask for her input and suggestions, but she always says she doesn't care what we make. I feel bad because I know this is hurting my husband and I do miss Molly. Plus, I want her to spend time with us and have a good time, so am I the a-hole? Edit. For everyone asking if Molly's pregnant, no, she is not. Molly is very openly a lesbian. Down in the comments, OP added some extra context. Molly has no awareness of money because she's never had to pay for anything herself, nor has she ever had a job. My husband and I are fully funding her education. Plus, she gets $500 a month from us for living expenses. On top of that, her mum, my husband's parents, and her mum's parents also all send her $500 a month to do with as she pleases. So she's a spoiled brat. Cut her off. It's not helping her. As you say, she has no awareness of money. That's your fault. It's the parents' job to prepare them for the outside world, not to coddle them and set them up for failure. Am I the a-hole for telling my friends with benefits girlfriend that we've had sex since they've been together? Posted by Am I the a-hole distraught daughter. So, I, 25 female, met Ray, 40 male, on Tinder last year. We got along amazingly well and had a ton in common. However, he wasn't ready to date because his wife had passed recently. Why is he on Tinder then? After a few months, he admitted he was sexually attracted and wanted to sleep with me, but he still didn't feel healed enough to date. We started having sex in addition to our friendship, and all was well for a few months. He took me to Vegas, a Metallica concert. We had some amazing trips. I'm not gonna lie, my feelings were definitely involved, and I guess I thought maybe with enough time, he would want to date me too. We last hooked up a week before Christmas and things were amazing. I spent the night at his and left in the morning. Christmas Day comes around and I texted him Merry Christmas, and he sent me this extremely curt text. Merry Christmas from me and my girlfriend. It's so nice to be in a relationship. This was kind of odd, and I suspect that his girlfriend was the culprit. So I texted back saying, "Oh, when did that happen? You didn't mention a girlfriend when you went down on me last week." A few days went by and I got a nasty text saying that I was such a C-word for trying to ruin his relationship. I mean, I definitely said what I said out of spite, but A, it was his phone, and B, he lied to me, and I assume his girlfriend too. So, am I the a-hole for responding like I did? You just stated the facts. It's only a problem if he lied to you and his partner. You are not obligated to cover up his lies, babe. Edit. So, a few people have brought up his right to date multiple people. I agree, dating can be weird, and people do often see multiple people at once. However, for context, when he and I entered into our agreement, I let him know I wasn't comfortable being one of the multiple people he slept with. I asked that should he find another partner, I should be informed, even if it was just a casual hookup or one-night stand, because I would choose to go back to being just friends if that were the case. He knew my boundaries. Update. Tonight I went to dinner with my former Friends with Benefits best friend's wife. She and I became close over the last year, and she's a lovely lady. Turns out, Ray doesn't have a girlfriend. Not really. He had sex with her daughter, who's 18, and her daughter blackmailed him into a relationship. They don't know how long the sex has been going on for, just that since she turned 18, she turned it into a demand for a relationship, or else she would tell her parents. Well, she told her parents and demanded to go public with the relationship after realizing she wasn't the only person he was with. She was also the person who sent the C-word text after. Ray lost 2 friends over this whole ordeal, and likely more as his other friends all have kids in their late teens. She told me that Ray kept telling them he wanted a relationship with me for months prior to this incident, but they also knew that he cheated on his wife before, and she felt bad that I didn't know and thought I was too good for him. I told her I'm glad things ended when they did and that it didn't go deeper with him. They had no idea, at the time at least, that he was sleeping with their daughter. She kept apologizing to me, and I'm like, you didn't do anything wrong. Ray is gross, and I feel bad for their daughter. And I feel bad for her and her husband, as they've been friends with Ray basically since they were kids. Apparently their daughter has broken up with Ray for now, under the threat of losing her college funding. Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.